Hello, hope you are well today. It's yet another day to release another 3:16 passage of the New Testament. If you don't know what I'm talking about, God has been showing me the number 316 a lot lately. And I just find, I come across it everywhere. And I just said to God, God, are you saying something through that? Like, why am I seeing this number a lot? And I just felt when I said that to go through the different 3 verse 16 passages of the New Testament and just soak in them. And man, there is so much to soak in. I could, soak in just one of them for a long time, but it's been really cool just soaking in them and just letting the truths and the wisdom that comes through them fill me. And I'm sharing these in the hope that they can encourage and fill and strengthen you as well. And so we're up to Colossians 3 verse 16 today. Colossians is one of the letters that Paul wrote in the New Testament. It's to the church in Colossae, the city of Colossae. And so what we see when we get to Colossians 3:16 is this statement. It says, "Let the message about Christ in all its richness fill your lives." And so he's encouraging us, let the truth of the gospel, let the truth about Jesus fill every element of our lives. And we do that by spending time with him, spending time in his presence, spending time communing with him, and also spending time letting the truths that are in the scriptures fill us as well, letting God speak to us through the scriptures. It should be a priority for us because there is so much richness, as I said, that can fill and nourish and sustain us. Then it says this, "Teach and counsel each other with all the wisdom he gives." Now, when we spend time with God, he reveals wisdom and nuggets of truth and goodness and gold to each of us. And I believe that he wants us to release that wisdom to other people. There are times where I think God also gives us things that he wants us to keep between him and us, as that's what you do. Like when you have an intimate relationship with someone, you have things that are just between you and that person. But I also think that we are called to reveal the wisdom that he reveals with each other, because he uses that to speak through us, then to bless others as well. That's why we're part of the body, because we all have a voice. We all have something to bring to the table that others can also feast on as well. It's like this giant potluck or shared meal that we all get to bring our revelation that God's brought, and we get to feast. Others can feast on that, and we can feast on the revelation that God gives others as well. And so I think we need to be willing to do that, to have the courage and the humility to be able to share with others and to listen and receive from others as well. And then he says this, "Sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs to God with thankful hearts." I'm learning more and more just how much power there is in praise, worship, and thanksgiving. I really believe that God uses our praise and our worship and thanksgiving to shift atmospheres, to shift spiritual atmospheres, to shift emotional atmospheres, to move mountains. It invokes the power of heaven to move on our behalf when we praise and we worship and we have thanksgiving. I think it really does advance the kingdom and destroy the works of the enemy. How it does it, it's mysterious to me, but I really think there is power in our praise and our worship and our thanksgiving. And I think there's even more power when we do it together. There's power in doing it one-on-one with God, and there's power doing it as a community as well with thankful hearts. And then I'll just throw verse 17 in there as well as a freebie. It says, "And whatever you do or say, do it as a representative of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks through him to God the Father." And I think it's just this beautiful reminder that we are his ambassadors on this world. And when someone is an ambassador for something, whether it's a company or a country, you have ambassadors for countries, you represent that country or you represent that company to other people. So they look at you as the face that organization or country. And I believe it's the same with us. We are God's ambassadors. We are his representatives. And so really, when people who don't know him, or even when people who do know him look at us, they should see us reflecting him, what's important to him. That we should be reflecting the very nature of God himself. And that happens through relationship, through his power working in us. But we have this amazing privilege of being able to be his representative and his ambassador. And I think that should be the case whether we're on our own, just us and God, whether we're with our wives or our husbands or our friends, whether we're with our children, whether we're with our family, other family, whether we're with the church, or whether we're with people that we don't know. No matter who we are, we should be his representatives. And people should look at us and be able to see Christ in us. And that's nothing we should be afraid of. I think it's something we should embrace because it's actually an amazing calling, an amazing purpose that we get to live out on this earth, is being his representative, letting him speak and act through us. It's quite amazing. And so I hope that this verse has been an encouragement to you today. It's certainly been one to me. If this has encouraged you in some way, leave a comment below. I would love to hear how. In the meantime, I will leave this with you, and I hope you have an amazing day. I will talk to you again soon. See ya. Connect with Narrow Way Ministries on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, email, or online at narrowwayministries.net.